Hey guys, we have a really good episode of Craft Tea, episode 12 for you today. We have Taylor Duncan with us. Got into some really awesome conversation. We talked about where Taylor started airbrushing from, his favorite projects. We talked about the most random things that have nothing to do with crafting, and then we reeled it all back in. And we got into conversation about teaching at the Great American Craft Expo coming up, and also his take and my take again on the TikTok ban and the current status of YouTube views and where we're at with that and how we can maintain and get more. So look forward to the episode because it's really awesome.
Well, as you can see, we're still having tea.
All right, hey guys, welcome back again. This is episode 12 of Craft Tea. My headset's falling off my head right now. We have a fun episode today for sure. We finally wrangled Duncan in. And we're gonna get into it with Duncan, and it should be really fun. So, Taylor, I know I always call you Duncan, even though your name's Taylor. It's just a natural.
Well, Duncan
If you want to introduce yourself and let's talk.
One
What's
time
up?
I asked
Yeah.
him if Duncan was his real name.
the real name is Taylor Duncan. The thing started Duncan Custom Airbrush like probably 20 years ago. I was working at my mom's daycare. But before I got to the daycare, I went to Academy of Art in college. I was going to design cars, automotive industrial design. But I went straight out of high school. I was like, that's too much, too far, too soon. I'm a mama's boy. I like to stay home. So I come back home. Started working for her, and I said, buy me one of them airbrushes. I'll do like the pop shop T-shirts at the mall and all that stuff. So I got the airbrush, and my neighbor, he's like, that's when OCC was big, Orange County Choppers.
Yep.
And he's like, dude, why don't you paint my airbrush some flames? I said, on my motorcycle. I was like, no. I said, I'm not messing up your motorcycle. He's like, it's all right. I know how to paint, but you just do the design and I'll do the paint. So I was like, are you sure? Because I don't screw this up, because I've just been airbrushing on paper, practicing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did his motorcycle. I taped it up, did a fade. He took it off. He clear coated it. It looked freaking awesome. I was like, oh, okay, I might could do something with this. So that's what started the airbrush. And that was like, I don't know, 2001, 2002.
Wow.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
I was in
It's
middle
not.
school.
It's crazy because I was born in like 2000. So no, I just had a birthday.
I'm over here doing the math. Like, wait a minute, really?
So I was April 11th. I just had a birthday.
I know.
Hey.
I feel like I'm the only one in the office that said happy birthday. I went around. I'm like, you guys all wish Duncan a happy birthday, right?
I felt it in my spirit, in my soul.
Sean
I know
said that you did.
y'all did.
Sean knew that you felt it.
Yeah. I turned 42. That's how old I am.
Happy birthday.
I'm an old man.
You do not look 42, Taylor.
Thank you. That's what I get all the time. So I have an older daughter. She's 26. Not biological. She's my wife and I adopted her long time ago. She's probably the official. She's probably 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there. And when she became a teenager, and then we had our other daughter Bailey, who makes all these cups here. She loves making cups, and we'd take Bailey to the doctor and stuff, and they'd say, "Oh, y'all's daughter's beautiful." I was like, "Oh, thank you. This is my oldest daughter, and this is my little daughter." They're like,
Because
and
you
then
know your wife.
one time she was at college, and I went into the dorm because I was bringing her something, whatever, and she got in trouble for having a boy at the dorm. She's like, "You idiots, that's my dad."
Yeah, like, ew, that's my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. That's so funny.
Wow.
So I came home, I got an airbrush, and I started that way instead of designing cars, which would have been cool, but I didn't like the job placement options. You had to be in Detroit, LA, or overseas. I said nope, and nope, because
Oh.
I'm in South Carolina. I'm a Southern dude, laid back. I don't really move very fast, and I all that stuff's just like I was like, y'all gotta slow down. What y'all doing?
So what do you?
Oh,
Go ahead.
go ahead. Oh, I was
No,
gonna
we
say,
can talk.
I prepared a few jokes because I'm a big
We would love
lover
that.
of bad dad jokes. Okay, I got 3 of them for you. You ready? I don't have my
Yeah.
glasses on because I took them off because of allergies and contacts. Okay, here's the first one. Why did Van Gogh become a painter?
Why?
Because he didn't have the ear for music. Kind of laughed out loud on that one. All right,
I
second
like
one.
that one.
Did you hear about the guy did you hear about the guy who went to jail for stealing all those paintings?
No.
He was framed.
That one I'm like trying to figure out. I'm like, I got this one. I know this
I
one.
know,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
I saw your wheels turning. All right, last one.
Coming out.
Did you hear about the blonde paint color that just came out? It
No.
isn't very bright. That's all I got. Thank you. Have a good night. I'll be here all night. Tip your waitress.
See, we don't need any twisted tea. We need dad
I know
jokes.
that's it. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a
Dad.
dad joke segment.
We'll just cut Taylor in at the end of all the episodes for dad joke
Yeah,
segments.
Taylor's dad jokes. We'll
Hey,
just cut you in.
I'm-
You three dad jokes a week.
I got you, fam. I got y'all. Say no more.
Yeah. So what I was gonna ask is, so for you, because I feel like it's kind of a open-ended question. What is the coolest project
Ooh.
that you've airbrushed? For you, in your opinion.
I like that question.
That's why I feel like it's open-ended, because I might think that something's cooler that you airbrushed, even though I don't know everything you've done.
Does it have to be Tumblr?
Nope.
Okay. Golly, one?
Top 3. You could do top 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do
I
the
got you.
top 3
Cool,
most favorite airbrush projects.
The one we were talking before we came on about the Hummer. I did a Hummer, and I did from the front to the back on each side, like a medieval dragon down the whole thing. It was pretty. That was the first time I ever really pushed the limit of what I thought I could do, and really like nailed in them details. And actually, I do share this sometimes when I'm doing cups and doing details and stuff about people trying to make everything perfect. You know.
Oh yeah.
This was a dragon, and to push the detail, they have horns and stuff, and I cracked one of them, like broke in half, put cracks, like gave him a story, like he's been in battle. He had his arm coming out, but I had scratches coming right here, because you don't want him looking like, say if it was a lion and you did all their hair straight and nice and pretty, he looks like he came from the beauty salon. Mangle that stuff up, give him a story. He's a freaking lion. It's a freaking dragon. What do you think he's been through? That's how you think about what kind of details to add to give it a story, so it just makes it that much better.
I enjoy that insight.
No,
And it also makes it like, oh yeah, I screwed up this line here. We'll make it a crack, make it something. Who cares? Nobody's gonna know but you, really. And that was one of my biggest problems. Is I was a perfectionist, and you're making these things and you're with it the whole entire time. You see every single little thing wrong with it. And I'm like, oh, this is crap. I hate this. This is freaking garbage. And I show my wife. She's the one that brings me down off the cliff. And she's like, what are you talking about? Nobody in the world's going to notice that but you. I say, yeah, but look, but honey, look at this right here. It's hideous. I mean, look at that spot. She's like, get out of here.
It's hideous, he said. It's like the Power Wash cup I sent you. I hated it, and you're like, this is what it's supposed to look like.
It looks great, see? Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But that was number 1. I'm not in any particular order. Second one.
But not in order.
Huh?
I'm laughing that you said not in order.
Yeah. In no particular order. I'm not showing favoritism here.
Do you have pictures of these too? Because we can cut them in late, like when we edit this stuff later, right?
Oh yeah. I think I got some on my Facebook page.
Yeah. After we're done, send them over, and we'll put them in the thing.
Cool. Yeah. I'm only gonna do 2 because I talk a lot. And we'll be here all day.
We got that. That's what this point is to talk.
Talky podcast.
That's why I was like, we need Taylor because he loves to talk, and this is all about talking.
Well, listen. I have severe ADHD, so sometimes you gotta get me back on track. And I have a high tolerance to medication, so anything they give anybody they got to give me double, and I get used to it, and the crap don't work, so I'm all over the place. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
why they just didn't legalize the right medication yet.
I guess so. So my or number two, it could be number one. I don't care who's counting. I did my motorcycle, and in my mind, I was doing it for a video that I was going to release later, and I was painting it, doing like a rust technique, or make it look like the whole thing's just ratty and rusty, you know, scratches and stuff. But it's all paint. It's like faux, I guess is the word. And my idea was to make it look like rusty, painted, not painted, but like a rusty, ratty motorcycle. And then the video idea, because I saw somebody do it and it took off, restoring old rusted motorcycle, right? So I was rusting it myself with paint. And then later on, I was going to actually show that, okay, so that was a lie. I actually did rust this. It is all paint, blah, blah, blah. But I rusted it. I put it together. And I went to the grocery store because I was like, I just need to get one thing. I'll throw it in my backpack, you know. So I went to the grocery store, pull up in the front of the parking lot by the door, which is not even parking spots, you know. But motorcycles can do that, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like how you can sneak through traffic at red lights and stuff too.
Exactly. We have an unwritten rule, as long as you don't get caught. So I pull up, and then this other motorcycle pulls in like right at the same time I do, adjacent to me. And then he's looking like this. And then he puts his kickstand down. He's kind of aggressive looking, like he's an old dude. And he comes like beeline. Is it beeline or beeline? I don't know, who cares. Towards me. And he's got this like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, I got something to get at the grocery store. What are you talking about? He's like, you do not deserve, like, what is this, man? You don't deserve to ride a motorcycle if you can't take care of it. What'd you do? Leave it outside for like 10 years to rust? I was like,
He was really upset.
He was like, you got to uphold the code. Yeah. It's like, there's a code to motorcycles, dude.
Taylor's worried about the parking spot.
And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what this dude's talking about. And then he says that. I was like, oh, I see what's going on here. I said, yeah, I just painted this thing. It's like, dude, that's not funny. Dude, you if you're going to ride a motorcycle, you got to take care of it, bro. I'm like,
that's not funny.
Yeah, he was serious. He had some kind of code to uphold for all of motorcycle humanity or whatever. So then I said, on my tank, I made this little worn spot. I said, dude, you see this right here? He's like, oh yeah, that's terrible, dude. What'd you do? Drop your helmet on it? I was like, no, give me it. Feel it. He felt it. He's like, smooth as glass. I was like, yeah, because it's freaking paint, genius.
Sealed it.
I painted this. I told you, this whole thing's paint. I said, come here, look at this. And I tapped on my rear fender and the covers to my battery. I was like, you hear that? I said, it's plastic. Plastic can't rust. He's like, holy crap, whoa, bro. I blew his mind. So I was like, okay, maybe I won't repaint it, make it nice and smooth, because like literally everybody can do. It's one thing to make a super slick, beautiful paint job. But it's another thing to make somebody feel like an idiot because you tricked them.
Yeah.
So it was like a party trick from then on. So I was like, oh, I'm keeping it rusted. And I added a pinstripe to it, and I kind of like distressed and rusted it out too. So it looks like it went together. It's pretty sick.
I like the sound of it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the pictures.
I hadn't rode in like a year, but that's a different story. Stay
Because you're too busy airbrushing all these amazing things. Look at all this stuff.
Yeah, all my favorites. It takes a lot of money for me to part with these things. They're all from videos.
They all look really cool.
Do you see this right here?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
the helmet. Yep.
I never had anything happen like this in my life before. This guy sends me his helmet. He's a truck driver. And he's got this, all he wants is color scheme. So I go with the body lines of the thing, and it tells me where to put the fine line tape, right? And that's how I come up with my design. And I did it, and I showed him. He's like blue, and then like a neon yellowy orange. I was like, cool, I got you. So I did it, and I showed it to him. He loved it. I was like, all right, so all right, I'm ready to send it back, because I require half up front, you know, so you don't get stuck with anything. Just smart. Anything big, here's a tip for all you people watching. If anything you're doing cost something that you can't cover. You can cover, but who wants to? Get half up front. Like
Always.
all these techniques you can do with these cups, you literally do it on a helmet, on a golf cart, on a motorcycle. You just get somebody to clear coat it for you, which is what I do. Because I used to do it by myself, clear coat, but it made my stomach like, oh, I got so nauseous because I didn't want to screw it up, you know? So I let them do what they're good at. I do what I'm good at. And if I have somebody needing clear coat and he charges me, I mark it up 10% also, and I didn't do anything extra.
There you go.
So I get in touch with this guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, okay. I'll send it to you. Weeks later, hey, bro. Oh, yeah, I'm out of town. I'm truck driving, blah, blah, blah. I've tried to reach out with this guy. It's been like years. He never messaged me back. I said, well, I guess I got a helmet. It's a pretty sick helmet.
Ask why you still have the helmet.
He never sent it, never contacted me again. I reached out to him like 5 times. I only try so much, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're not gonna harass him. Get this helmet.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this is yours. It's done. And and it wasn't because he didn't like it, because he thought I was sick. Yeah, he's like, that's exactly what I wanted. So I don't know, and he's still alive because I seen him on Facebook.
Because
so that's not it.
In the obituaries.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I see your play button back there.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I thought I was never going to get there, to be honest with you. Like at one point from 0 to 10,000. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of biased myself, but from 0 to 10,000 was like 1 month. It's like, boom. As soon as I got monetized, it's like December 21st, I got monetized. February 28th, I hit 10,000, which was nuts. And it kept going from there. It was all because of the Dawn dish soap video. Y'all remember that? The original.
Uh-huh.
I don't even have that cup anymore. It's one of those ones I gave away that I regret. The things I give away, I regret it.
I was going to say, so is there a cup that you have given away that you did not regret?
Did not? No.
So far, I think that's 3.
Yeah, I think you gave away the ones at the expo last year that you did on stage.
I have one like that somewhere. This one. I did this one at TumblrCon.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's going to be the class for this expo. I'm going to show everybody how to do it. Because I've done it as demos a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And it's so easy, but it looks so tricked out, does it not?
Yeah, it looks great.
But it's so easy. I mean, I say that, but sometimes it's hard for me to think about how but the way so that's another thing. My background in custom painting motorcycles gives me a different view perspective on how to attack a project. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I see it so easy. It's done. All these done. I see it done before it starts, and I know the steps to get there. What made me realize that I had a unique vision of that stuff is I saw some people doing some tumblers, and it was like they did a step, epoxy. There's so many unnecessary steps in between. It was almost painful for me. I was like, oh my gosh. What? It was like 10 steps. I was like, holy crap, you only need 3 steps to do that, and you epoxy once and you're done. Why do you want to do that, given you're making so much more work and using so many more materials? Then by the time you're done, the thing weighs 40 pounds and it's this thick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't know any better.
YouTube, that's why. It's because somebody on YouTube did it, and then the next person was like, that's how you do it, and the next person's like, that's how you do it, and it created a hive mind of this like 30-layer epoxy tumbler method.
Well, we never backtrack to like take away some of the layers. We just keep adding layers on. We're like, oh yeah, and then if you do this and that, then you can do that look. But we're never going backwards to take the steps out.
I asked Sarah in like 2016 or something like that, right away, the first time that she started putting epoxy on tumblers, and I said, can you just clear coat this? Nope, that's not what they do, can't be done, no clear coating.
No one does that.
And I'm like, okay, but like you can paint cars with that, and that's how, like, I was like, you guys are just making tiny cars. That's all you're doing. You're making little cars, because a car is just a metal body that gets some sort of coverage and then sealed, and that's what you're doing on a tumbler.
I told him he doesn't really know what he's talking about, and if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. You can't just clear coat a cup like you can clear coat a car.
So now this is where I'm going to probably go off on tangents, because the inverse, I think, stands true, because with all of the different crazy things that people have learned to do to a tumbler, it has led me otherwise to say, why are we not doing this to cars? Why don't I have a glow-in-the-dark car? I keep saying that, and it's driving me nuts. Can we please add a shit ton of glow powder to clear coat and make a car glow in the damn dark? It would work, wouldn't it?
It would work.
And I have not seen a single person do it yet, and I'm just saying, somebody's probably done it, but if they haven't, please give me the damn credit, because I'm saying it on video right now.
So the clear coat, these two right here, if I can, if the paint is smooth and there's no, like, I can do it with water slide, but not printable vinyl. It's too thick, because automotive clear coat is way thinner, right? Mm-hmm. If at all possible, I take them to my buddy and let him clear coat with automotive, because that is literally what I used to do before I ever got into doing epoxy, because I did tumblers for a long time. Mm-hmm. But when I got, even before I got into epoxy, and he still does it. If anybody's interested, they can look him up on Instagram. He has some really cool stuff. He sells on Etsy. I don't know.
Etsy. You just got a little Southern on us. Etsy.
Or is it Etsy?
Etsy.
That's what I was thinking. Etsy. Who cares? Tomato. Fabrica, whatever. I watched Lauren. I say Fabrica also, so I'm just saying. I like saying things wrong. To me, it's more interesting to say something wrong, and you can trigger somebody, which increases retention and engagement. It's a negative way to do it, but like
everyone's got these tips that Taylor just keeps throwing at you. You just keep throwing out them tips.
Hey, you coined Tumbler, right?
Tumbler.
Yeah. Well, check out my shirt. Can you see that? Tumblers are my happy place.
Oh yeah. See?
I'm switching over from GoDaddy to Shopify, and I've got all these shirts and stuff, designs, and ready to go, but I can't launch it because all my digital files I sell on Shopify, you can upload them, but it's only let me do one per product, and some have four because of different sizes and stuff. So I'm trying to figure that out. I might have to do like a zip file or something. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've never made a zip file in my life, so I have to figure out how to do that. But I'm sure I can figure it out. You learn anything on YouTube.
Yeah, WinZip.
Just in case you're wondering, anybody watching, it's DuncanCustomAirbrush.com. Go get the files, and most files have in the description a link to a video that shows me using that file, so you can follow along, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, Tumblr's my happy place.
That's what I love.
Trying to make it a comment.
I love seeing people participate in Tumblrs, like on the comments of all your videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's like so excited about just that phrase, and it's like I'm like.
And epoxy. Oh, and the matte clear.
Oh yeah, I love that when you very first did that. The first time that you drew that and like cut it into one of your videos. Which video? That was like, was that like the Dawn video or something?
I have no idea. Maybe I have no idea why I did that.
I remember it was definitely one of them ones, and I was like, "That's hilarious." I was like,
Can you see the socks and sandals?
We really started watching your stuff, and I was like, "You definitely fit our mold of humor." Like everything that you cut into all that stuff falls right in our wheelhouse. What do you got?
This was always hanging on this wall, by the way. We took it down because I wanted it to look like our lobby's decorated when we had people over. And put it back where it belongs. You made this file.
What is it?
Oh, the Pennywise file? I'm
gonna have to get a little closer.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Glasses on.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, there we go. Nah, my contacts had to take them out for allergies. And
speaking of digital files.
Yeah, do y'all still make that available? Like, go get it.
Yeah, I think that's still on the website, isn't it?
It should be. I had no reason to take it down.
We had swapped over themes, so if it's not up there, it only got hidden by accident, and I'm gonna put it back up.
I'll have to remember to send y'all a new link when I move it over, because that is a private link. It's not public on my website, but that's how you get to it. It's through my website to get the access to download that file. So
I'll have to do a video on that one.
there we.
Yeah. So we were on the play
Oh,
button.
yeah.
You were telling us about how the road to the play button, and your first 10,000 was easy peasy.
What year did you start your YouTube?
So I'll start. My son, he was 8. He's 14 now, and he started a YouTube channel. And he's learning all this stuff. I taught him how to edit and stuff. The dude could edit at 8 years old, like legit. And he was so natural on the camera. But he's since, as you get into the teenage years, you get a little self-conscious about how your image is and how you look. But literally, if he'd have kept going, he'd have 1 million by now. But he just got, you think when you're a teenager, you think everybody's looking at you and you're judging. So he put them all private. He didn't delete them because I wouldn't let him. But so then to get him started on his channel so I could learn what I'm doing, I made a secret channel. I did like this, and I still have some videos at the very, very bottom of mine, but I think they're all unlisted. They're private. But I can send a link. I have a playlist of all those old crappy. But anyway. I utilized the mute button there so I can clear my throat.
He's very excited.
I called it. I know. I just found this mute button back here. It's sick. I stole this. This is Eli's headset, gaming headset, by the way. I just figured the sound would be better and I could hear you better. But so I made a secret channel. It was called, yes, thank you, Mr. Flacco. And I gave him a crazy voice. I didn't show a face. It was just follow along how to draw. And I did the screen record on my phone because I have a pen, a stylus, and I use the Autodesk Sketchbook app. And I just screen recorded. And I talked as I went along with it. I said, hey guys, it's Mr. Flacco here. And today we're going to draw this cool cartoon character and stuff. So I did that. I made a bunch of videos. And doing that, I got even Dude Perfect shared one of my videos, one of my drawings, actually. It was that bear, the panda, dunking basketball, because I had an Instagram page and everything. And I thought that was pretty exciting. Dude Perfect shared that post. And then, so I'm showing it to the kids. I'm like, what do you think about this guy? And they're looking at, oh, this guy's great. Oh, he only has 200, he only has 100 subscribers. Wow, this guy's going to be big. And then I let him go on and on for a little while of that. And I was doing it just so I could learn the platform, and how to do stuff and edit so I could show him. It's literally all I was doing it for. And then I told them it was me, and they didn't believe me for a long time until I did the voice. I was like, hey guys, it's Mr. Flacco here. And then they blew their mind. So then I did that up until almost probably 250, something subscribers. And then it came time, I was working at a chemical plant. It's super bad for you, I'm sure. But I decided to take the leap of faith and quit my job. So when I did that, I changed the YouTube channel. I said, if I'm going to do me as a job, Duncan Custom Airbrush, I want everything to be uniform. You know what I mean? So then I started just recording what I was making or painting, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I quit my job. It was like, that was February 8th, 2019 was my last day working for the man, so to speak. But
now you're the man.
Yeah, I try. So I'm videoing everything I'm painting for the most part. I think I'll make a video, put it out there. It happens for people. It could go big. And I'm making a video on everything I'm painting. I have some regular customers where I did their motorcycle and their helmet. And I got seeing these epoxy things, because I was doing it with just clear coat and stuff like that, automotive paint. Mm-hmm. And I got to researching that. And the first one I saw, first epoxy video I ever saw was Rachel, Mr. Nola's Glitter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's It was the tack-it method. Of course, that's
That
probably
went
the most popular
so
one everybody's
viral.
seen from hers. Yeah. So that was the first. I was like, what is this? You like put glitter on and rub your finger on it, makes it like crazy looking and epoxy. Because I saw some cups in person. I was like, this is not clear coat. What is this? And I was trying to do some research because it was so smooth. It was so much deeper looking. Like clear coat's nice, but there's so many things you can do different with epoxy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I jumped in, like I got head first everything, and I was making videos on what I was doing. So I'm making epoxy videos now. Just me basically stumbling through it, figure out what I'm doing. And those two customers, they brought me their whole Christmas list. It was like November. I was like, dude, I want you to just do them all. I want all of them a cup. It was like one-stop shop. This is their name. I said, you want their name on it? No. They trust me. They've seen enough of my work. They say, so I need something. It's like, well, he likes hunting, he likes fishing, she likes purple, she likes sparkly, they like rainbow, blah, blah, blah. And I put the name just so that it would match up, but I didn't put the names on the tumbler, which was so much easier because if you do that, it's a whole nother step. So I did that and I knocked them out. Of course, I'm making videos on everything I'm doing. So I'm making Tumblr videos, and then it narrows my discoverability down, I guess. Because when you're starting off new, you got to really just rely on SEO, search engine optimization, keywords, all that stuff. That's the only way you're really going to get found if you have no audience base. So to start off with, you really got to narrow down and get your direction. And I was directed in tumblers, and people started finding me. I became the Tumblr guy, and then I came the Bob Ross of tumblers.
The Tumblr guy.
I like the Bob Ross of tumblers. Yeah, I actually wrote the Bob Ross of tumblers on the bottom of this one. If everybody out here has seen this video where I'm dressed as Bob Ross, I do the whole Bob Ross vibe, and I did this painting with like acrylic paint and a brush on the video. It's so freaking hilarious.
You were saying they actually asked you to be in the movie, right? They actually asked you to be in the movie, and you let Owen take it. That you and Owen, you guys remember? You were telling me about the lunch.
Yeah, that's how it went down. Yeah, I was like, no, Owen, you need to feed your family. You need to work. I wish. Yeah, I would totally love to do that movie. So, I do it like I did the video. I was like, hello, boys and girls. Today, we're going to paint a happy little tumbler. I could do it legit. So I got my coffee in here now. Like, nobody will ever get this one from me. They'll have to, like, break off $10,000 or something.
Well, you said $10,000, and someone might pay that.
If they pay me $10,000, I'll personally deliver it to them.
Ooh.
For this cup.
With your coffee.
With that coffee.
So that's sure, yeah. My DNA and everything. This one right here, just as a joke, like I did it for a video, and I got so much, like I spray paint, hydro dipped it, and I did it in my trash can outside, and I have a Southern accent. Somebody commented in the things like, "Oh, only a redneck would hydro dip in his trash can." I was like, dude, I can still only get half of it done that time. Like, yeah, what are you supposed to like? They don't know. They got all these people that comment stuff like that that's never painted anything in their life,
Uh-huh.
But I did it for PewDiePie's 100 million. Is that what this says? Yeah, 100 million subscribers. Thinking if PewDiePie can see this, and I listed it on my website for $10,000 because he's got tons of money. So what if I was like, just going on like, what if I paint this, he sees it, he makes a video about it, he actually buys it, and I get $10,000. Put a ridiculous price on it, I don't think he's seen it. So whatever.
You never know.
And then the shark, I love that. I love doing skateboards, by the way. Those are sick. And they're not for riding, they're just for art. That's the thing about these cups. Like I did the most expensive cup I've ever did. I charged the guy $250 for one cup. Isn't that nuts? What's the most expensive cup you think y'all have ever done?
Oh, I mean, when I stopped selling cups, I mean, we were 2018. We were still so low priced. I think the most I ever sold a cup for was like $60 for a Yeti.
Oh my gosh.
Like mine were, I was in a time where cups were super cheap. I mean, we were still getting tumblers for 25 cents because Yeti was suing
Oh
Ozark
wow.
again. Do you remember? Were you around for all that?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh man, 2018. Oh yeah, because 2018 was the time. That was the time to be alive right there.
Mm,
2017, Yeti sued Ozark, and you could get tumblers two for $5 or $1 a piece, depending on the location. But you had to go and get them because we were all looking for them. And then
wow.
apparently part of the lawsuit was that Ozark was supposed to destroy all the cups, and they didn't. They sold them because it's
Oh,
store to
Walmart.
store. You tell the managers to do something, and whatever gets done. So they got sued again.
Yeah,
And did you think they learned their lesson? No, because they quickly destashed all them cups for 25 cents, and I'm telling you right now, I hauled ass to those
I
Walmarts.
bet.
I think I cleared out
I
every
would too.
Walmart in
I'm
New
pretty
Jersey
positive
and
that
Philadelphia.
I'm positive that there are still Ozark tumblers in my storage unit, like from your compiling
not
of this
many.
stuff. Yeah.
So my cups,
That's
I
awesome.
priced them super low, and I was able to sell them for those prices because I paid 25 cents a cup. So I'm not a good, question on that, but I would, I've
Yeah,
seen cups upwards of 100 to 250, and I mean, when they look like they're worth it, you just got to tell them. I mean, these people will pay $300 for shoes.
that's the thing. Like a lady will go and get her nails done for $100 and then turn around next week or so and gotta go again. But want to
Yeah.
nitpick on functional art. Like these are that's why I tell people these are works of art. You put hours into these things. Who cares if you can actually drink out of it? That's just a bonus. Like I've had people buy from me when I used to sell them. Uh, I used to take orders and stuff, and they'd buy them just like a helmet, like or a skateboard. They would put it on their shelf and dare anybody to touch them. Like the one I did for 250, $250 was it matched the guy's lowrider mini truck paint job.
Look at that.
So
We're going to have to find
that
that man.
yeah,
What
so
club
it
is he
matched
in?
up perfect. I have no idea. The guy's wife ordered it for him as a Christmas surprise,
You don't remember what
You don't
the
know if
and they wanted
they
me to
didn't
do.
have they didn't have you airbrush a club on the.
Oh, it it said, oh gosh, it said something
Is it like
with a
freaks of
T,
I'm gonna guess freaks of
That's what I was
nature.
going to guess.
suicide something,
Hmm.
twisted suicide or something like that.
What if you
I
thought
might
it
could
was
find a
Josh?
picture.
Does he have a
It's
truck name
definitely
twisted
not
something?
Joshua.
It's been years ago. I just wish I knew. I don't remember where it was from. I want to say twisted suicide
Twisted
or
Concepts
suicidal
or something.
something.
I think Twisted Concepts
No,
is one of the clubs.
I know suicide was the word.
Now Jason's going to
I
have to
know for
find
I
sure
that.
know.
that.
I'll know after
Yeah,
this weekend because we're going to Mini Trucking Nationals in North Carolina. We leave tomorrow morning,
North
so
Carolina.
that's why we're shooting this right now. Because normally this is a
A
tomorrow
Thursday.
thing, a Thursday shoot. But
Is that right?
that's what
What part?
the mini truck show that we're going to tomorrow is the biggest one on the East Coast, and it's like, you got to like register the registration sells out within like the first hour of them going on sale and stuff because only so many
Yeah,
trucks can go. But yeah, we'll be in Maggie Valley, and I'm
okay.
sure that if there's a club there with suicide in it, I'll see it, and I'll and I'll
Yeah,
take a
yeah,
picture and send it to you.
It'd be funny if they still had your cup in that car like that.
that would be sick. I've done a couple cups to match people's car. I did a 1950. I actually did the car, 1950 Chevy Tin Woody, where it has the two-tone wood paint job.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I did two cups that he wanted to sit in the cup holders at car shows that matched it exactly. And that was the first time I ever did wood grain. The guy, he is asking a paint and body guy. He's like, "Hey, I want to get my," and he painted the Chevy like a muted yellow, whatever, like traditional custom, not custom, but like traditional color of what it used to be. And then he asked that guy, he's like, "Hey, you know anybody that airbrushes?" He's like, "Yeah, I know a guy." So he called me, and I come up. He's like, "Hey, can you airbrush this wood grain on?" I've never done wood grain in my life. I was like, yeah. I'm not gonna say no. I can figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You always say yes, and you always figure it out. You'll get it. Don't worry.
I've always
You
done
fake
that.
your way through it.
Fake it till you
So
make it, right?
I, I was
Fifty
scared to
percent
death because this is a 1950 car, Do what?
I said fake it till you got the play button.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
said fake it till you make
And
it.
so-
You said fake it till you get that button.
Yeah, I'm trying to fake it to a million. That's the next button you get. By the way, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to my channel, please. I think you'll have a good time. You'll actually, like, I had a guy that I don't tell people like around here about the channel, but they found out about it. And then a few weeks later, he come up to me. He's like, dude, he's like, you owe me 4 hours of my life back. I was like, what? He's like, I found your channel. He said, and I could not stop watching. He says, freaking hilarious.
It is.
And that's the thing about my channel, that I try to add the entertainment value, which is different than any other people that do in Tumblrs.
Yes.
Because I got to watch it to edit it like 13 times. I got to watch it through. If I'm bored, I'm not going to feel like editing. And I do it to my personal taste and the stuff I like to watch. And I figure if I like to watch it, other people like to watch it. The kids watch it. They like it. But I've had people literally say, I have no artistic ability. I don't even know why I clicked on that video, but I'm so glad I did, because I was having a crappy day. By the end of the video, I was in such a good mood. I was like, that's like, I thought I was just teaching people how to paint cups, or do custom designs, which literally you can take and do on anything: helmet, car, motorcycle, golf cart.
Skateboard.
Same techniques, same principles. Skateboard, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm trying to keep people like, get out of this box. Tumblers are good, but you can literally use all these techniques and all these materials for everything. Go to the thrift store and find something. If it can sit still long enough, you can paint it, and buy something for $5 and double your money. What other thing can you invest in to double your money? Stocks are like at best 10, 12%, all that stuff. You're not going to get double your money on anything. So you can literally double your money on this stuff, which is nuts.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm trying to educate people on that. Like, they won't stay in this, like I did. Where is it? Oh, can y'all see this right here? The mustard
yeah.
picture frame.
What that is.
This is the picture frame I did on video. I painted it with mustard.
Does it smell?
Mustard. Not anymore, because I washed it off. Yeah, it just smells like wood and paint now.
Is basically the power
this
wash
is-
method
Like
with
the
mustard,
Dawn
right?
soap?
It's a power wash mustard
Or
method.
yeah, like Dawn dish soap even.
Yeah.
But I got that picture frame off Facebook Marketplace for $5. I could probably sell that for $50 now. It comes.
Yeah.
It had a mirror in it, but that's more than double. That's like, well, math is not my strong suit, but it's a lot of percent more than, add a zero on $5, sell it for 50. You've turned over, like, nowhere else can you make profits like that off your dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we're all stuck.
That's what
on
I'm in
this.
I'm not sure if you're in the group, but a Facebook group called Home for Peculiar Artists. And it's a really awesome Facebook group, because it's constantly people that just make very unique stuff. Like,
really cool.
it's not Tumblr stuff. It's not epoxy stuff. It's all there's like sewing, there's painting, there's everything. There's people that make sculptures on the very tips of lead pencils and stuff. Like, very
crazy,
interesting stuff. And you see a lot of really cool niche upcycling type things, like you said, with the picture frames and stuff. They'll take an old picture frame and like graft maybe like a head onto it or wings onto the side of it, and then paint it and give it like this whole new dimension and look. And I just love going in there and seeing it across my feed to just get inspired in general, just creatively. You just look at it, like, son of a bitch, man, somebody looked at this with a different set of eyes, and I feel like I need to do that more.
So
that's what I love.
And that's what it.
You found you found tumblers from YouTube from Mrs. Nola, but when did you get involved in the Facebook groups? Like, what was your first one? How'd you stumble on it? What happened?
So I was doing tumblers before the Nola thing. That just got me into epoxy.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
But the Facebook stuff, so I've always had a Facebook page for my Duncan Custom Airbrush, because I've always did that on the side, even working at the plant. And I can say this now, I've taken whole motorcycles down there because I work third shift, and there's a secluded part of the plant where I'd have a whole, like, I don't ever get the motorcycle. They bring me the parts, like saddlebags, the tank, the front fender, back fender, the front fairing, literally all those parts. Oh, and the side covers. Like, how many parts is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. I've literally taken and drove it in there, set up my airbrush stuff, and painted whole motorcycles in there on third shift. Because we're really on third shift, we're there for like disaster control. Like if
Yeah.
anything happens, we make normal checks like every 4 hours. Other than that, that's it.
I mean, what are the other people doing? Watching TV, watching their phone? You might as well get some airbrushing done.
I watched I watched a lot of YouTube. Yeah, so I bring helmets in there, motorcycles parts, like not the whole motorcycle, but the whole parts, and mailboxes. Literally, mailboxes are a good one too. I didn't mention that before. I do a lot of mailboxes, like for businesses, just custom
We
paint them.
we
I
have
just want
when we moved in here, I bought us a mailbox in the intention of like glittering it or doing something with it. It is still in the box for 3 years now, sitting in a side room. So
Oh,
I have a
jeez.
mailbox for you to paint for us
Not
if you want to
shocked.
paint a mailbox.
Send it to me. Send it
Yeah,
to me.
somebody's
I'll
gonna
do
paint
it.
the damn
Send it to me.
thing.
I have a PO box. People can send me stuff, and I'll paint it, send it back.
I'm gonna send you the weirdest thing.
I'll give you I'll give you guys my home address because you can't give everybody your home address. There's
Yeah.
creepers everywhere.
I don't know.
So,
But
you're,
that's
you were telling us about your Facebook groups. When did you find all of us crazy Tumblr peoples?
when did I find you guys? I don't even know how I came across you guys. Oh,
You're not huge on
um,
Facebook groups, are you? Because I don't see you like pop up a lot. I just see you a whole lot all over all over YouTube.
YouTube's my main focus. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, they're kind of like, eh. It's because it's just me. Like I'm the on-air talent, the painter, the artist, the editor, the videographer, the director, the accountant, the marketer. I'm even the janitor, who cleans this crap up. It's all me, you know?
A
So
lot of the
I'm,
girls are the same way too. It's just we got to be in there. We got to be looking at what everyone else is doing, looking for the drama, looking at who's talking shit, looking at who's talking to who. Who's your drama?
yeah,
You don't have
I
the
ain't got,
drama police on your
I
side.
ain't got time. I ain't got time for all that.
Nope.
I love it.
That is I might get some hate, but that's a female thing also.
I
Like,
said
I
it
don't,
first.
like, also, females are more organized and disciplined to run these groups and to do these things and to be consistent. I'm a spontaneous person. Planning and strategic market, strategizing, that's not my strong suit. I'm a creative person. The other side of my brain works other than the strategy part. That's why I feel like if I could strategize and do things on purpose, plan ahead, I would be a lot further along. But but I'd love to have somebody that would take on some of that stuff. But so I used to try see people doing this, see people doing that, see people doing that, and I try to like spread myself thin, thin, thin. I got a hand, foot, finger, and everything.
That's
And then
me.
the main thing I wanted to do, which is YouTube, uh, I had a little a little bit of it, a small portion dedicated to that, and that's the main thing I want to do. So I start taking away and then put it into YouTube. Take away from all this stuff that's distracting my main focus. But I was feeling like I had to do everything. This person's doing this and they're having success. I need to be doing that. Oh, this person's over here doing this, posting all these TikToks and they're having crazy success. I need to do that. But then YouTube is what I really love and I want to focus on.
Hmm.
So I started taking my time back off of each of those things and backing off and knowing that it's okay not to do everything, that you can get to it eventually. Maybe when you're set here and you can bring somebody on, like Lauren mentioned, she had somebody helping her that managed like Pinterest and all that stuff. I would
Hmm.
love that. I've tried to bring people on to edit for me, but um, like I'll get them to edit something and I still have to take a whole day or so to add my things because they're not as good as editing as I am. Not saying I'm great, but I've really,
You
if
know
there's
you
something I
better
want
than
to do, I've
anyone.
learned. Exactly. So, for instance, I'll be painting something and the order goes boom, 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 right? But if I know if I can take this boom, 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 but this one, it would make more sense for the flow to reverse it and do it that way. It makes more sense. I know to do that. Nobody else would know to do that. I'm like, how am I ever going to find somebody that would know that kind of stuff on the process. Like it's okay to rearrange things. I don't know how to convey that to anybody else and help them learn that unless they're just they have to be an artist and an editor at the same time.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't really know. And I try to bring this one guy on. He's a buddy of mine. He has all the knowledge about cameras and some editing stuff, but lighting, cameras, sound, microphones. He's the one that was in that video where I gave 100 of those pins. Epoxy pins were big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I made 100 of them. Made 100 of them and took them to my daughter's school and gave it to every single teacher, assistant, janitor, everybody.
You
got
are
a pin.
a cool dad.
That was fun. And that guy was my cameraman. He followed me around. But I was trying to get him in. He works third shift and he has a crazy schedule, and we hadn't even got together the first time, so I give up on it because I got to keep moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But one day when I can dish out the big bucks to people, then they will come in flocks to help me out.
You're funny. There's definitely people, we'll see. We'll hook you up with Lauren. Maybe she can give you a few names to help you out. But the editing thing, I
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
It's
I do
different
love
with us. Our
editing, though.
editor's
It's so
literally
fun.
in the office all the time.
Yeah. And I've looked at office places, but it just doesn't make sense for me right now because I'm in my empire which is my garage. So one day I'll grow up and move out to a studio where I can have because one thing I know I would like to do is have, like, this is the garage. So there's other stuff over there. There's kids' bikes over there, there's Christmas stuff up there. But one day, this is my big vision. Close your eyes and get the vision with me. I want to have a studio where I can film and have different sections set up where if I have different video projects going on, I don't have to stop, clean up, reset up, you know what I'm saying? For this project, while that project's drying, I could just move around, boom, 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 and they all set up aesthetically, visually pleasing to the video. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I try to
you.
create that here, but we got too many projects going on. They cross paths.
It's chaos, yeah. We end up changing entire rooms over and over and over again. The craft room has been stripped down like 3 times. It's still currently half stripped down.
You come move up to Jersey, we'll rent you out a room or two. You just,
I
just
got
let
rooms.
us know.
It
I've got
gets
plenty of
too
things that
cold
need
up there
airbrushing.
for me.
I keep trying to
In my
tell you,
opinion-
you gotta leave.
What?
In my opinion, it gets too cold here for me. It gets too cold here for me. I want to be in like Florida or something, the Gulf Coast. I'm a beach guy. I love the beach.
Oh my God, in the winter, Jason can literally park 2 spots away from the nearest spot. And I'm like, I can't believe you parked this out in Siberia. Like, we got so far to walk. It's so cold. I can't do this. And I'm like a raging, BITCH quick. All of a sudden, it's literally 2 parking spots more that we have to walk. I'm like, but it's so cold.
No.
Yeah, my wife says that. She's like, why you park so far away?
I like mountains and stuff in solitude. That's me. I'm not the beach.
So
I love that, dude. So
I don't believe that.
there's a real misconception for me with the beach and stuff. So I can't say that I hate the beach. I hate the things that come with it because it
such as
draws a lot of people. I'm not a people person.
I don't believe him when he says that. I just don't.
The sand is like, I don't know, man. It's cool from a distance. I don't
believe
really
that.
want it all up in me and on all my stuff. The water is usually too damn cold to enjoy until the only time the water temperature is good enough is when it's like, I don't know, 115 degrees outside. So like, I don't even want to be outside to touch the water anymore. So it's like, I like the beach from a distance. I like the idea of the beach, I think, more than I
I
actually
say
enjoy
that
the
all the time. I like the idea of it.
Because Sarah says it all the time. We're fortunate in that it's a 45-minute drive to the beach. I can go to the beach at any given time, and it's not a big plan. So that's, and it's something that we kind of take for granted. There's very many people in this country that never even seen the damn beach, and I can just drive to it.
yeah.
But I loathe it, probably because it's so accessible.
Yeah. Well, you get the sand and you feel sticky and you got to do the whole cleanup thing. But we're 3 hours from Myrtle Beach. I know everybody's heard of Myrtle Beach, right?
Yeah.
Dirty Myrtle.
Oh, is that what they
3 hours from her.
That's
Yeah,
at least
just
what
have you
Taylor
seen the
calls
water?
it.
Dirty
I
Myrtle.
was
Look
thinking
at
on
it.
the water, I think, because down in our beaches too, it's like,
There
why does
is-
the water look like that? Why is it so? Ugh?
This is maybe not something to say out before we promote our expo in Atlantic City, but there is not many ocean waters. I don't think worse than Atlantic City's beach waters. You don't go to Atlantic City for the beach. I'm
No,
just
you
saying.
come for the Great American Craft Expo.
Yes.
Pow, pow, pow.
There you go.
There is a beach.
Boom.
I'm just not saying don't be thinking that you're walking into Fiji waters.
Are you excited for
It's
this
not
year's
what
Great
you're gonna
American?
get.
Yes, I love teaching in person because I feel like that's one of my strong suits. Uh, you know, I teach at church and like the young boys, RAs, Sunday school, all that stuff, because I feel like that might be my level, like first through sixth grade. But I love teaching people because one of my strong suits is being spontaneous and like improv.
Mm.
So I feed off of people and I just roll with it. Like when I did a demo, I don't think I did it at the Great American Craft Expo. I did it at the Tumblr Con one. I did a live demo and I'm bringing people up to show them the airbrush and to try it out because I'm giving a demonstration,
Yeah, I
And I
remember.
bring people up and I like, here, has anybody never airbrushed before that's wanted to? And they raise their hand and I say, yeah, you come here. Like, no. I said, no, you raise your hand. You come. You got to come. These people are waiting on you. You want it. So and then she gets up there and she does. I said, push down and then pull back. And then she does it. I said, then just do it like this, right? Okay. I'm talking real smooth. And then she does it exactly the right way. But I was like, oh, no. And, I freak her out because it's funny. And then just stuff like that. Just working off people and feeding off like I had the pantyhose and then I fling them in the air because the fish one, you have to use pantyhose to spray paint it with. So I'm thinking like, I'm a dude. Why do I have pantyhose? You should see me. I literally walked to Walmart because I didn't have any pantyhose before that demonstration. And I'm asking the ladies, like, hey, do you have any pantyhose with like patterns and designs on it? Like large. She's like, why do you need these, sir? I was like, don't ask any questions. Just do you got some or not? So I
You did
got
that
them.
at
It's really
Tumblr
awkward.
Con?
So yeah, I did.
You went into the Texas Walmart and you were like, ma'am, can I get some large design pantyhose? All right, keep going. I just want to make sure I set the scene
With
for
some,
everyone.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like, I don't really get embarrassed. So I think that's funny because it embarrasses other people. She's thinking, oh my goodness, because they see what's going in their head, because I'm 6 foot tall. She's like 5'2" and a little Hispanic lady. Just I can see the look. I can read her face. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's just funny like that. Improv and teaching people. I love interacting with people in person because that's one thing I do with my videos is I talk to the camera and I say, hey, come here, and I grab it and come along like you are in the video with me. Like, hey,
Yeah.
come here, look at this. And you bring it along like the duct tape video is funny. I'll talk to it and then I'd cut the camera like I'm still talking and I'd move it over here. And I say, and then where did you go? And then, gosh, you startled me and I dropped the cup. And that kind of gave a story to why I had dents and dings and stuff. Because a lot of people, oh gosh, I dropped the cup. Oh my gosh, it's trash now. Just what the, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I love is like grungy, distressed stuff that you can cover up mistakes. Like most of the stuff, if you screw up, it's okay. Just keep moving. You're probably the only one going to know.
My mom loves that you
That's
say
one
that.
thing I like to.
Every time she calls me about your videos, she's like, I just love the way he talks. It's like, it's okay if you mess up, just go toot, 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 and it's all better. I'm like,
So,
well, that's what you got to do.
I mean, that's awesome. I mentioned I struggled with being a perfectionist, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to tell you what changed? Like I know the moment that changed for me.
I do
It was
wanna
I
know.
was I was painting I was painting a motorcycle, and they wanted like orange, like the creamsicle popsicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Remember those? So that orange creamsicle color
never
on the
forgot.
top and the bottom, and then in the center's got that like creamy white color, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did a motorcycle. That's what they wanted. They wanted the top and the bottom, the orange, and they wanted it to fade to that creamy white in the middle, right? And then on the sides of the tank, you wanted a dream catcher. And then from the dream catcher with the feathers coming off of it, they wanted, you know how people would do a pinstripe separating the colors all the way around the perimeter of the motorcycle.
Of course.
So he wanted or it was a she. Yeah, she. She wanted a braided rope to go around the whole perimeter of the motorcycle from one side to the other from the dream catcher, you know, on both sides of the gas tank. So this was before I ever messed with vinyl or plotter cutters or all that mess. And the way we had to do it back in the day, you'd use that stuff we use for transfer tape for vinyls, right? The transfer tape,
shelf liner,
the big.
right?
Well, maybe it's what I use transfer tape to transfer your vinyl from the paper to the substrate you're painting on, right? So we used to do that semi-transparent. It's not really transparent. It's kind of got like a white, muted look, off-white, and you put that on and you draw on it, and then you hand cut it out with a razor blade, which is super sketchy. Because if you go too deep, that's the only way that there was to do back then.
Sure.
And people got it easy now. I'm gonna tell you, and they say it's cheap when you use a plotter or a Cricut, but it's not. It's smart. All you're doing is utilizing the efficiency of that tool.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do it by hand? Some things you still have to, but if you have access to these tools, it makes your time is valuable.
Yeah.
Time's the only thing you can't get more of. You can't replace it. You use it, it's gone. Everything else you can replace. Money, stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you can save your time and be more efficient, why not utilize that tool?
Of course.
But before that, we had, so it's not cheating. That's my opinion. I'm just going to stick to it. I just want to put that out there. Anything you use to help you do a better job faster is not cheap.
It's like saying a drill is cheating over using a screwdriver.
Exactly. Exactly. Why don't you just use a hammer and a screwdriver?
No.
Exactly. That, like, I know what you mean. So you draw it on there, and I did the whole thing, and I did it perfectly. And I cut it where you had to peel up this and shadow it and do it so it looked like a braided rope around the whole thing, right? It took hours and hours, and I did it around the whole thing, overlap, and each one drop shadow, drop shadow, drop shadow. Now pull the transfer paper off, and then I see blowouts, blowouts, blowouts. What a blowout is, for those of you who don't know, is like if your paper has a little wrinkle in it and it's not seated down exactly, your paint blows under it, and you have a little, like a little, you know. So I pulled it off, and I was like, perfect. Oh yeah, this is awesome. And I start getting these parts because it's a complex curve, which means it curves this way and this way. You know what I'm saying? And to get paper to lay. Yeah, to get paper to lay like that without wrinkles is almost impossible. You know what I'm saying? So I had blowout, 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 and I'm distraught. I was like, holy crap, this whole freaking thing's ruined. I spent all these hours, blah, 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 blah. And I bring my voice of reason, my wife. I show her, and I'm just telling her, I'm beating myself up. She's like, you didn't do that on purpose? I'm like, what the crap would I do that on purpose? You know, of course I didn't do it on purpose. And she's like, it just looks like, isn't that rope braided? Rope has like little frayed edges and stuff. I was like, yeah. She said, the only thing I see is like, it needs more of that. Like, can you just make a little stencil? I was like, oh my gosh, you're a genius. That's why I married you.
I was gonna say,
and so I did that. Yeah, she's the one. Like, she's the one that came up with all these, telling me to do a lot of these designs. Like, she has an idea and stuff. But so I did that, and I made it look frayed on purpose, and it looks so much more realistic. And I was like, from then on, if there's a little screw up, I always figure out how to fix it. You know, so it's not. It's literally what Bob says. A happy little accident. It actually makes you a better artist to figure that out. It's a level of problem solving to make it purposeful. You know what I'm saying? Just go with it. That's where my perfectionism, I can't say it stopped dead, because you just can't do that. But it really helped me out in the long run of how I am now. You know what I'm saying?
That's really cool. I enjoy that.
And it helps a lot of people. When I say stuff like that in my videos, a lot of people are scared to try things because they're scared to screw up. I say, hey, if screw up as fast as you can, and that way you can know, even if you make the ugliest tumbler or painting or whatever in the world, it could, one, you learn from it. Two, it might inspire the next best thing you ever done, but you never know if you don't try. A lot of people in the comments, they'll ask me, hey, what would happen if you did this, this, this? I said, I don't know, try it.
Yeah.
And let me know. So that's another thing. We were talking about being able to do this on all kinds of stuff. I was showing you that picture frame that I did the mustard. And I had somebody comment, they said, oh, that is awesome. But can you show us how to do it on Tumblr? I was like, just do that, but on a Tumblr, literally.
Same thing.
So you got to think outside the box a little bit, people.
Yeah, that's like just like what I was talking about before with the inverse of what you can do to a car, you can do to a tumbler, and what you should be able to do to a the other way around. I feel like you will likely get arguments across the board from auto painters and from auto body guys and auto specialists if you're like, hey man, you can probably tack it a hood of a car, and they're gonna be like, the fuck you can. Like, what do you mean? Yeah. Why not? Why can't I? Why can't I tack it the hood of a car? Why can't I do, they're blinging their Jeeps and they're blinging everything. And I guarantee you there were tons of camps. You see it even about the Fiat that Kelly DeFries did a few years ago, the entire car. And people are like, why would you do that to a car? You can't do that to a car. She did it. She did it to multiple cars. She's done it to a Porsche. She's done it to multiple things.
She drove the one across country.
Like, how you can't say that it can't be done. It's been done. Just because you maybe can't do it or you don't think that you could do it, and you don't know until you actually try it. Like I said, the glow-in-the-dark car thing, I'm not going to rest on that subject until somebody, I don't know if it's going to be me, but make a car glow in the damn dark.
We got like 25 cars and like 17 airbrushes, and the Lord knows how much.
Yeah, the same thing with
powder out there.
Yeah, the fluorescent micas are blacklight responsive. Like, you can make a blacklight graphics. Why not?
Sweet.
If we do the mini truck and the 90s graphics, those are my favorite style.
Yeah.
Like, why not do 50% of the graphics in blacklight responsive coding? So that way, when it's driving to some sort of like indoor show or something, 50% of the thing just pops under blacklight. But I haven't seen anyone do that. And I feel like I'd if I went to a general paint guy and not someone maybe like you that's walked both kind of paths a little bit, that I'd probably get opposition right away if I presented that idea. Like, hey guys,
for sure. Yeah,
let's glow in the dark my vehicle, or let's blacklight my vehicle, and be like, nah, that's not a thing.
Just take this powder, mix it into your clear coat.
The same thing with the metal flake stuff. That's like a major conversation because with just like any business, we've talked about it a lot before, in just that if you want to be in a successful business, you should probably do something that you like, or at least enjoy, because then you're not going to want to shy away from it. You know what I mean? At any chance possible. So, and I've said it in multiple conversations, was like glitter for beauty products and tumblers like a #1 thing on my list of what I want to do with my life? No.
You told me no in the beginning.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I told Sarah when she presented the whole idea of the glitter guy in the first place. I said
January
no.
Of the year that we launched. I said it in January. He said, absolutely not. Do not bring that in this house. No, that's where I draw the line. And by October, it was his idea.
But I said a goal of mine has been and continues to be to find ways to make the glitter guy have a face in spaces that I do enjoy, which automotive and cars and stuff is something that I was brought up around. My dad was a mechanic and stuff, so I'm very much into those things. So when I started doing all my research and everything and realizing that what is metal flake on a car, and then I peeled back the layers and it's glitter. They're the same product. Spoiler
alert.
They have different layers. One just has a price tag 4 times the other, but they are the same exact product, just different cut sizes.
And it's called metal flake still, but it's not made out of metal anymore. It
Nope.
used to be back in the old days. It
Sure.
used to be made out of shards of metal and glass, but
Yep.
now it's all the
That
same
was the
stuff.
original
Well,
glitter back in the day. Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
right here in New Jersey, I would just like to put that
Yep.
out there.
But
Oh,
yeah, Meadowbrook, we talked about that before. The invention of glitter was right up in.
Henry Rushman.
Yep, we've
Now
toured
you
their
know.
facility.
nice.
In like 1923, he invented glitter because he had all this metal. He had something. He had
From the
nothing
war.
to do with it. He ground it down and sold it to some kind of company for something, and boom, you got
Yep.
glitter.
They made it more economical, switched it over to plastic, and then I think it's just funny in that even a lot of the people in the automotive space, like if I went to a lot of people, I'm just like, this is the same product as this, and took a shaker glitter and metal flake, I'll get people that say, no, it's not. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course it is. It's just a marketing thing. It's literally just a marketing thing.
That's
And
literally.
like I said,
Yep.
you could, if a lot of the metal flake people realized that and the money they're paying, for like, I don't know, brands like Tropical Glitz or whatever out there, and you're going to pay 4 times what you could if you just went and bought like a shaker of glitter. You just have to be willing to, I guess, break that manly barrier of justifying
Call it
that
glitter.
it's glitter and it's not metal flake like that. And I say it all the time behind the scenes here when we talk about it, because I have plans to roll out metal flake and stuff for us in the future and everything, and different cut sizes, because that's in different, but it's just you have to it's such a difficult concept for me to digest myself, in that I need to rebrand a product that I already sell to another marketplace and just put like a new label on it, even though it's the same product I already sell, just to target that audience of men, because men generally don't like glitter. It's a girly thing.
Well, then,
like that's got the girly label.
Yeah,
I got a TikTok to send you later about that.
But they love metal
that's the way
flake
I feel
jobs. You
about
go to a
it.
show with a crazy metal flaked car, and all the old head guys are the first ones to be gathered around and go, look at that.
That flake.
Exactly. And can you think how crazy they looked at that guy who made the metal flake first when he talked about, hey, can put this in there and spray it? Like, you're a freaking idiot. This is stupid. That will never work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And now look at it.
Yep.
They metal flake
it's very-
everything.
Yep, all the lowriders with
really
the
want to
candy
see
graphics.
a tumbler vehicle. I don't know if it's got to be in the space that I have to, go to a junkyard and get a $500 beater and just
Make it a pencil.
make it like a basket weave, power wash, mustard dip tumbler. You know what I mean? Like all kinds of different methods all over a vehicle. I feel like would be an awesome piece.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
We should probably try to get together on something like that. I feel like we could do something.
I'd be down with that. I saw someone do Dawn dish soap on their hood of their car. They didn't do a good job, but they was just doing it. But yeah.
It's falling apart.
What's the? Well, hey, truth hurts sometimes. But yeah, I see a lot of people that don't do it. But
well, I mean,
that
that's
would
the
be
point
sick.
of constructive criticism. If somebody asks, hey, what do you think about this project? And you just constantly say, oh, that's great, then they're not going to learn either. You gotta.
Yeah, they're gonna keep.
You gotta have a level of brutality
ask,
a little bit. Maybe have tact in your response, but I think that it's definitely acceptable to tell someone to an extent that it's not great if it's really not great.
Well, I'll share a quick story. Like doing these tumblers is not as extreme, but I've designed a ton of tattoos for people. I haven't done any tattoos. A lot of people ask me, you should get into tattooing. You should get into tattooing. And I was like, I would, but you got to touch people and stuff. And not everybody has very good hygiene. So I ain't getting into all that. You know what I mean? I'll just design it for them and let them go do it. But it's like,
Dad, Stinky, go get your tattoo.
yeah, it's like with motorcycles and people come up with these stupid ideas for designs. You have to tell them, like, especially motorcycles are not permanent. Tattoos are permanent. If you're designing something for somebody and you know that it's going to look ridiculously stupid, you try to talk them off the ledge and be like, okay, I see what you're doing. I'm going to try and make your request work. But that's a dumb idea. It's not going to look good. Those colors together are going to look hideous, blah, 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 because that's what I can see it done already.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all creative people, we have that way. A lot of people I did this one motorcycle for this lady, and she had a tattoo. She wanted her tattoo on the motorcycle. Well, her tattoo looked like crap. So
Taylor's like,
I
And
wish
it
I
was
wish you would have done
or-
a photo perfect image of her tattoo on the motorcycle.
oh my
That would have
gosh.
been amazing.
Well, the thing is, it was so blown out. I couldn't make sense of it. Like I know what's supposed to be going on. I said, I just can't. Like, what am I looking at? I have a picture of the motorcycle after I finished, but it was an angel skull with the wings like this, and she wanted something on the side like pink smoky fire or whatever. It turned out sick, but I learned two things. I had to find another image of that, something like on the internet, and try to make up my own that looked something cohesive that I could follow, you know?
Mhm.
Because I got to draw and I got to be able to tell what's going on. There's one, because I asked her to send me a picture of her tattoo, and I was like, you got a better picture? Because I was thinking maybe it's just the picture's bad, but no, the tattoo was bad. And so then,
she's not watching.
and a lot of people, no, she's definitely not watching. A lot of people like can't see it done before they even start. Even halfway through, they're like, how's this looking? Like, I don't know. I can't tell because it's not done. I was like, oh, because I don't get that sometimes, that people can't see where I'm going with it.
Sure.
But with this lady, I learned, when people call me to do motorcycles, I still do those anytime. You know, if y'all got a motorcycle out there in YouTube, Facebook, whatever land that this is on, send me your motorcycle, PO box, or just call. Find a way to contact me. I'll take your motorcycle.
You
I'll
can
paint it. I
charge
love doing
extra if
those.
they leave a motorcycle in your PO box. What kind
The
of
only
PO
thing I
box
had,
you got?
this was the PO box thing. They have a holding areas for it, but if they send me something, they'll figure out a way to get it to me. But so I'm doing that, ladies, and he's gonna ride up on it and be like, "Hey, this is for you. Can you give me a ride back to the post office?" Sure, buddy, I got you. But so this lady, I'm doing her. Yeah.
Have him jump
Saddle
on
up, partner.
Yeah.
You still want to go to Aspen? Well, what is that from? Tell me. Tell me. Yes. I gotta go. No, just go, dude. Oh, that sure is warm. I love this. Movies and quotes and stuff. I love acting too, and like doing stupid stuff like that. Skits. Like I do a lot of skits in my video. Not to get off track, but one video I did that Christmas story where he gets the bunny suit. So if you hadn't seen it, you need to go watch it. But so this lady, I'm doing the process. Did the pink, and you know when you sand it down, it gets kind of dull looking, right? So
Yeah,
this was
of
a
course.
black bike. I did the skull. It was sanded down. I'm doing the pink. I sent her a picture because she was really uncertain of what she wanted. Like I said, do you want like pink? What I'm saying, pink, wispy, smoky fire coming around. You know, she's like, well, send me a picture when you get it. I said, okay. I was like, how's this look? I framed it out, did nice. And she's like, oh, well, I like the design, but I'm sorry to tell you, but that motorcycle is supposed to be black. I was like, what are you talking about? And I looked at the picture, and it was like gray looking because it was sanded matte. I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, I don't know what to say. I don't like it. Gray. I was like, hold on. So I got some mineral spirits because you can do mineral spirits over to see what it looks like clear coat. It won't take off your automotive urethane paint. So I wiped it out, took another picture. There. She's like, oh, yeah, that's fine. I really want it to be shiny too. Thinking, forget I ever asked. So from then on, I never show progress pictures. I don't ask. In my opinion, you reached out to me. You've done your research through my Facebook page or my website or whatever. You know my work.
Mhm.
You're coming to me.
Trust me.
Yep.
You trust what my vision is. You like my work. You like my stuff. You give me what you want, and you'll see it when it's done. I do not show progress pics anymore. I don't, because people, you never know. Most people, if they could see and do it, they would do it themselves. But the people they're asking you to do these paintings, they can't see the progress and they can't see it finished, and they don't understand. So if you show them a halfway picture, they're gonna, oh, well, I actually don't like that. Can you change it? No, I ain't changing nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what we agreed on. It's like
Who's
if
the
I went to the
artist? I'm the
barbershop,
artist.
got it. Yeah. I went to the barbershop. I told him exactly what I want. I got a haircut. And I'm looking at it afterwards like, well, I actually don't like that. I thought I would. Can you trim this, do this? That's a whole nother haircut. They should charge you twice, you know? You have an agreement. You did your research. You've seen people's tattoos or haircuts or paint jobs that they've done before and you trust them.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really
But
good analogy that you just did because I never thought about it that way, but you are right. You did exactly what you were asked to do, and now they don't like it, but now they want something different. All right, well, we'll start over and we'll start the payments over.
Yeah, we approach our tattoo
yeah,
artists with the same thing. I've never gone to my tattoo artist and was very, very, very specific about anything. I walk in with generally what I want, and I say to him, "You're an artist. You know how to draw a dragon better than I do. That's why I'm not drawing the dragon. I know that I want a dragon, and I know I want him to be rainbow
hmm
colored. That's as far as I go. Like that's what's on my neck is a
yeah.
rainbow dragon, and that's all I told him. Rainbow dragon, please. That's what I got. Like it's
And you've also researched his work to know that you like his
yes,
style.
Oh, yeah, all day.
yep,
Common sense. And also, if you were to draw a rainbow dragon and give it to him, expecting him to draw your style, it's not going to be as good as if you let him do his thing, you know?
exactly. That's
So
that's specifically what I even say to him. I say I'm not going to handcuff you creatively with too many rules of like what I'm looking for because you're going to do your best work if you really enjoy what you're making. And if I'm giving you more creative reign, you're probably going to enjoy what you're doing a little bit more. So that's just how I always felt
exactly.
about anything that I'm commissioning an artist to do for me.
But and with these tumblers, these things you can take orders all day long and get ideas. But if you're feeling inspired and you just do what you're feeling, your own thing, it's going to come out way better than somebody dictating you what the design should be because it's your creativity coming from you, you know?
Yep,
I
very
see.
And
much.
I'll
I
give
see
you
a
a
lot of the
shortcut.
mental game with the creators with that too. Switch to a ready to ship system or a ready to sell system than
Yeah.
custom orders. They start
Oh,
with
yeah.
custom orders
Oh,
and
yeah.
then get burnt out by the revisions and the
hmm
cancellations and that. Just like I don't even want to make tumblers anymore. So it's just like, listen, I'm going to make what I want
Yeah.
to make, what I think is beautiful, really enjoy it, and then boom, people still buy it. So seems to be a
Exactly.
better system.
Because most of the time it's going to come out better than what the customer had in mind because we have the vision of creativity. And also, uh, an efficiency hack on that is you take one-off orders, let one off, one off, one off, one off, one off. You can't batch that. You're just taking all that time for each individual order. But if you do a ready to ship, you can do like five.
Yep.
Even if you change the colors in between, you can
You
do
still
that
do it.
as a
Yep.
batch, and it's way more efficient, you know?
Oh, yeah. That's why I
Yep.
love making the
Because
pencils.
there's so my buddy, I started mentioning him early, but on Instagram is TS Flame. He does custom painting and tumblers and
Mhm.
stuff. I do some of his airbrush work that he can't do. That's how we actually got together. But he does like custom paint and puts it for sale on Etsy. Where was I going with that? Uh, Crap. I
You're
lost
like,
my train of thought. It was a really good point I was going to make, but I wanted to bring up the TS Flame so they could check him out on Instagram because he has really cool stuff. And if you like it, he does a lot of mailboxes and flames. He sells them on Etsy. Etsy, which one is it?
Etsy.
ETSY.com.
Etsy.
Now we'll just go to
Etsy.
everybody.
Okay.
So I want to know, well, I want my viewers to know where they can find you on social media and YouTube.
YouTube, social media, everything's all exactly the same as Duncan Custom Airbrush on any platform: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Duncan. I usually have Pinterest too. Sundays is my Pinterest day. Like I'll sit and I'll
Oh,
figure out what I'm going to wear to church stuff. I put my sick trucks in my dream truck file and just stuff like that.
I love
I think it's
Pinterest.
Duncan Airbrush or Duncan Custom Airbrush. I used to think that was so girly, Pinterest, but literally you can find some really cool stuff. And it's
Yeah, I
almost
sure will.
weed out the garbage that you can find on Google because if it's not good, it's not going to get repinned. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of all the good stuff's in there already for you. But
I agree
yeah,
with that
Duncan
very
Custom
much.
Airbrush website, literally everywhere. It's the same. I try to make it, like I mentioned earlier, uniform across the board.
I really hope if they haven't seen your YouTube, which is probably unlikely because I feel like everyone knows who you are, they got to go check it out, especially your little Bob Ross and your cool icon pictures.
Yeah,
That's why I think everyone's
right
watching
there.
your videos because you got the cool icons.
Mm,
One more time.
yeah, drink out of my Bob Ross tumbler. But yeah, um,
What do you do in your spare time?
that's
Oh,
about
I'm a
it.
Bob Ross impersonator.
Spare time. What is that? Does that exist?
Yeah, right.
Right, yeah.
I do have a Bob Ross costume with the wig, and
I would be
I have my own
disappointed if you
mustache now. Yeah, I have my own beard and mustache now, but before I had that, I had the Bob Ross stick-on stuff. I don't think I even need that now.
No, I thought I was talking to a young Bob Ross for a second during this whole thing, but I realized it's just Duncan.
Just Duncan here.
Just
Thanks for
Duncan.
joining. Have a happy day. I wish I remember the point I was going to make with my buddy Thomas about it was like really, it was like a productivity hack, I guess, but I don't remember. I know it was about batching and stuff with that, but I don't think that was related to me talking about my buddy Thomas. That's just who does all my clear coat stuff. And like Lou, like you were saying, you could totally, the only thing I found that you cannot clear coat successfully is printable vinyl and vinyl stuff because the automotive clear coat's way thinner. Even though you put 2, 3 coats, it still is raised up and you can't cover it, it doesn't bury it.
Oh, that's a good.
And the printable vinyl pops up. Like I've done it so many times with him trying to test it because I was thinking, why can't I clear coat this? I don't, sometimes the weather, if I'm in my garage, it's not good for epoxy. And so I had him clear coat it. And it literally, every time I do a printable vinyl, some bubble comes out from the middle of it.
Oh, like underneath.
And he, yeah, and he cleared it. A bubble came out, sanded it down, fixed it, and then cleared it again. And then I'll be darned if another one didn't pop up. So we hadn't been successful with printable vinyl. Super successful with water slides, though.
We're gonna have to make some printed vinyl cups when you get down here. I'm gonna give you some of my tips.
Well, as far as spraying with automotive clear coat, yeah.
I got I got tips for days on automotive clear coat. You didn't know?
Oh, really? No.
That's all I do is automotive clear coat.
That's why I figured. I didn't want to say it and look stupid. But so he does printable. I mean, not printable. What's that word? Water slides. No, water slides. Yeah.
Much thinner.
Because they're super thin. You can bury those, but printable vinyl not success. And definitely, if you're doing crazy stuff like duct tape, you can't do that. Have y'all seen this geode rock I made?
No, I like that.
I literally made this as I made the cup while I was making the video, and then did this at the beginning. Like that's kind of the story of why I try to figure out some kind of reason of why I'm doing this video or this design. And mine was like I was out there like metal detecting or geode hunting or whatever, and I said I watched like 5 YouTube videos. So obviously I'm a professional now because if you watch enough YouTube videos, you become a professional. So I'm geode hunting because I'm seeing these geodes all around, and that's like literally this. I buried it out there. I said, I found one, and it was this. But during the video, while I'm doing the cup, you can see this off to the side with the lines drawn around it where I sprayed it white. Is this not done? It's so funny.
That's funny.
But I like to do a lot of skit stuff. A lot of times the retention, it doesn't like it. But to me, I feel like if I just keep doing what I believe in and I create a batch, what you're doing when you make a video is you're making little investments. They're like assets, that could pay for years on out. Like
yeah, for sure.
I still get the most money from my original Dawn dish soap video. That one video has made me $10,000 over the past 2 years.
Hell yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, nuts. But literally, if I could get all the videos to do that in 2 years, say I have 179 videos on my channel. Just for simple math, let's say 150. Okay. if I had 150 videos, all make $10,000 in a span of 2 years, which is not that ridiculous,
Right.
150 videos, 2 years, only make $10,000. That'd be $1.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take
It's like
Yep.
it's like that. It's like that achievable. It's like literally right there. You just got to figure out how to make all your other videos do like that.
And then you're
That's the hard part. Yeah. I don't even know if anybody watched that one.
Well, I hope that you're gonna get the
But-
views. Crap, I hope I get half them views. I struggle on getting views as it is real bad anyway. I'll do half that.
So the views is a very tricky thing. You could make the sickest video, the best production, the best quality. You got the most valuable information anybody's ever heard in the world. But if you can't get them to click on that little picture with that little title that goes along with it, it's almost like you got to trick them into clicking.
Yep.
Yup.
If you can't get them to click, they'll never see it.
You gotta
That's
get the
that's the
click
problem I'm running to it. Yeah, but in order to do clickbait that works, that'll intrigue somebody to be like enough, like I've got to watch that. It's got to be a halfway decent idea. The idea. That's why you see so many people doing these extreme videos. It's like all it is spectacle.
Yep.
It's you're just like, I spent 50 hours buried underground, blah blah blah. Like, what value does that bring to anybody other than entertainment? And it's literally some stupid stuff.
Uh-huh.
And here we're over here doing legit stuff, bringing value and trying to teach people stuff, and we can barely get views scratching out. I got 100,000 subscribers, and I get super excited if a video even reaches 10,000 views, which
10,000
ratio-wise, well, here lately it's only a hand, like 2,000. Like the video I did last, I don't even know if it's to 2,000 yet, which is crazy because I put so much effort into the entertainment value, so you don't get bored, keep your attention. But literally, all it amounts to is figuring out how to get the people to click, and it's got to be super intriguing, idea wise, and you got to keep the thumbnail very simple, super simple, and you got to do your title stupid simple enough that a caveman can read it and understand, oh, I know what this is about, and you kind of got to tell the story with it in your thumbnail in case they don't read the description, because they work hand in hand. A lot of people will do a thumbnail and they'll put the words of the title in their thumbnail. But if you can get away with no words in your thumbnail at all, if you can tell the story and get the point across with no words or maybe one word, that's the best way to do it. But literally, that's still what I struggle with, is trying to trick people, con them into watching, like clicking.
Yeah.
I like to use the word trick, but it's a good trick. I mean, your videos are great, so it's not like you're getting,
No, so I feel like
Exactly. So
I feel like this goes hand in hand with what I wanted to talk about anyway. So we're going to talk about it.
I will have to go see.
okay.
That's
Too much
fine.
to do today.
Yeah, we'll finish this. Me and Taylor will.
You guys are gonna be in here until 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
No, I have stuff to do too, but I said until 11, so
I'm good with that.
20 minutes to talk, 15 minutes to talk. The TikTok ban, and well, it's banned in one state now, so it's like happening.
Is it?
And
I didn't know it was that.
Montana, Chris, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
The one,
Montana.
I know I keep saying because I keep
Yeah.
wanting to confuse Montana with Missouri. I don't know why. But,
Yeah, it's Montana.
Yeah, so Montana banned it. They have no idea how they're going to enforce it yet, but I think it'll probably just be a slow spiral towards a ban across the board. But even if it doesn't happen, where do you stand on the concept of a TikTok ban? And I'll just start with my stance that I've said to everybody is, as a business owner, I think that I could use it going away. I think it takes our attention as content creators and spreads it too thin. The monetization of TikTok sucks, so I don't even want to be there anyway. It's like a waste of time.
Right, yeah.
It just puts
100%.
your face and name on places and stuff. But I mean, I can see the analytics of clicks as much as somebody might watch I've had a couple videos on TikTok with over, a couple million views. That meant nothing in sales, literally nothing.
We even
So,
tried to translate it.
so like, I don't care. Like, even if you guys are like, wow, I saw you on TikTok, but did you invest in my business at all from that? Probably not. Did you learn anything from it? Probably not, because I don't think there's any real retention in TikTok because everything's so fast. So me personally, I don't like TikTok. There's no real value in it for me as a business owner, I don't think. I think the value that it has honestly takes away from true value in better platforms like YouTube. And that's where I'm at. So like, where are you at?
So I'll build off that. I agree 100%. And what it's done, it's almost killed the expectation of retention. Like long form video, people can get it on TikTok in 30 seconds, and they've come accustomed to that. That it's like, if you can't grab their attention in 3 seconds, they're going to just keep on scrolling by. And it shouldn't be that way, If you have value to give and you can't grab their attention in 3 seconds without something crazy like blah blah blah, is basically ruined the viewer experience, and instant gratification is where they're at. So all these young people around here, they got to be instantly satisfied. All this stuff is at their fingertips, and stuff gets faster, so they expect to be pleased faster.
Yep.
And so, and that makes it where they don't have any patience to actually sit through something that actually brings value. And like you said, it doesn't create a business connection, because who is going to create a personal connection to you in 30 seconds?
Nope.
They don't get a chance to know you. There's no community building in that. All they're there for is their instant gratification and keep on scrolling. It's like mindless, boom, 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 boom. And to give you an example, the only time I get on TikTok most time is at nighttime when I'm winding down and I'm just looking for a few things. My buddy sends me some funny stuff, and that's it. I don't get on there looking for businesses. I don't get on there looking for products. I don't get on there for anything other than some winding down entertainment where I can let my mind go. I call it vegging out before I go to bed. And that's literally like
I feel like the idea of people learning something and thinking that they can learn something in such a short form video is kind of insane, because like you want to learn how to make something that the actual project takes, let's say 6 to 8 hours at a minimum to make like a very, very basic tumbler. And you want to learn how to do that in a 30-second video. There's no fucking way that you learned how to do that. There is so many steps were skipped. Like, what did you learn?
I'll give you an example of that. My son, young people, he's 14, they love TikTok. But he saw this guy making smoothies, and he's like, boom, 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 so quick. And my son's writing down ingredient stuff, and he wants to make this smoothie. And he brings it, and he's like, oh, that looks so good, I want to do it. But then literally we couldn't do it until my wife came up and she watched it. Look, she's like, whoa, well, all that, like, he cut up the watermelon. She said, well, you have to freeze it in order to make, or else it's just going to turn into a watery mush. And, old heads knowing stuff like that, to the young people, all these steps are missing. They think they can do it. And he wasn't able to make the smoothie until my wife came and said, oh, well, he skipped all these steps. He did this. It literally takes 10, 20 minutes to prep and make it, instead, like, they think they can do it like that as they're watching the video. They don't.
I found a recipe.
It just leaves out so much.
And I was like, oh, that's how you make crab? I can do that. I could do that real easy. And then I'm like, but she didn't say like how long you do in between the potatoes and the crab. And then she just said take the potatoes out because it cooks faster than the corn, but you didn't tell me how long that takes. And what are you doing with the sausage? Because you didn't even say anything. You just threw it in there.
And now I feel like you're just like messing with like the mental fortitude, I guess, of people that are willing to try, because now you're like, okay, I can do that, and you're willing to try, and you're almost inevitably gonna fail because you do not have the proper instructions. You were given half of the instructions and told that this is what it's gonna look like after, and it's just not. So now you're gonna like do it and be like, yeah, I didn't so now I'm a failure. Like I feel like that's how people are gonna look at it.
Exactly.
Like, I suck. I don't know how to do anything right, and it just feeds into this like dismal mentality of like, if I can't do it and look, they did it in 30 seconds and it came out fantastic, and it's like, they did
Yeah.
not do it in 30 seconds. They didn't even edit it in 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So
Oh
it's
no.
like,
Editing takes days, like
I feel like
hours.
TikTok is
It
a
takes,
major lie almost. Like, it's
well,
just,
so with that, YouTube came out with shorts, and they're pushing it hardcore.
Mhm.
And I'll backtrack a little bit. The only reason I use TikTok is to push people to my YouTube.
of course.
And so YouTube sees all the success. TikTok's blowing up. So YouTube's like really, really heavy on shorts. Instagram really, really heavy on reels. But have you read recently what what Instagram and YouTube have figured out? Their monetization, their revenue has dropped like crazy.
Yep.
Because one, you're not creating a connection, you're not creating a community, you're not getting a personal investment to be able to show these people ads that'll actually resonate with them.
Yep.
So
Right.
YouTube is kind of backing off a little bit on shorts. Of course, they monetize, but so I'll give you an example. A typical CPM, which is clicks per million, is you get paid per 1,000 views on YouTube. Okay,
Hmm.
typical. I've seen $10. I've seen $24. Let's just say $17 in the middle
Sure.
Mhm.
per 1,000 views. $17 a 1,000 views is what you get paid on me from my audience. YouTube, 4 cents.
4 cents for 10.
Shorts,
For sure.
shorts for 1,000 views, 4 cents, as opposed to $17 for the long form.
Which is like
It's because they know there's no
somewhere
value
around
in that
TikTok value.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok value.
And
That's like TikTok's
it-
monetization, which is non-existent. What did Chris? I'm sorry, you said that they like share from a pool or something in TikTok.
TikTok's working on their
It's-
payment method, but yeah, it's like a piece of the pie thing where the bigger TikTok gets, the smaller even the biggest creators, the smaller a piece of the pie they get, which means they get paid less money the bigger TikTok gets.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which
I'd
is
be
why
curious.
and
yeah.
I did. And the ones I've heard, like the really, really big TikTokers, have a totally separate pool, paid separately and differently, like more like individual monetization. But all the other people, to entice them to show they're getting paid, these big TikTokers are saying, "I'm making so much money," but the little people are coming in. All they're doing is essentially still making free content, and with the thought that they're going to make millions of dollars like the big ones, but they never get that way because it's different. And Instagram, I saw a post or a news article or something saying that they've realized that as the revenues dropped because of the reels. And I don't know if you've ever, like my buddy Thomas posts on Instagram a lot. That's like his only platform. And he could post a regular post, and get hundreds of likes and engagement, right? But then when the reels started pushing, he'd crickets on his post. Like if he posts a reel, he'd do something. But so Instagram, on that article I read, is like they said we're gonna start backing off a little on reels and really putting more focus on back to posts, back like almost like back we used to be, which is good to hear. They realize I knew it wasn't going to be as sweet as everybody thought, because like it's
Mhm.
just not there. If you're here, which we all got to make money. That's what we're here with our businesses and stuff. Sure, you got to be passionate about, but at the bottom end of the day, you got to make a living off of it.
Yep.
And if you're not creating that customer experience with the connections and the personal, you're not gonna catch them. And that's what they're all realizing, I feel like.
What I've actually seen a lot of content creators doing on Instagram and stuff now, because I would gauge because of the push of reels, is they're taking their static images that aren't doing shit and they're
Oh, yeah.
turning it into a reel, and it's just the static image, you know what I mean, for a few seconds, but it's getting
Yep.
seen way more because Instagram hasn't wised up yet enough to know that people are basically trying to circumvent the system and get views on their static images by turning them into
Right.
quote unquote reels.
I give you a little tip on that. Give you a quick little tip on that. I figured this out like a few days ago when I did my picture of my YouTube button. Like I took it into CapCut, and I took and put the picture in CapCut, and there's a animation maybe or some I can't remember what it's called, but you can literally make the static image move. Like it was me coming, and I was like this, and the words was coming here. It was like it makes it move, so it's like now it's a video.
Now it's a video.
Life hack, and it's literally one
Social
click.
media hack.
Yeah.
Super simple. CapCut's pretty sick. That's what I use on my phone. For my video editing on the computer on YouTube, I use Premiere Pro. Love it. Love it. Love editing.
I use all three. Premiere is really, really good. I've been using DaVinci a lot lately, but Premiere is my number 2. So
I haven't messed with DaVinci or any of those others.
yeah, Resolve is the future.
I'm sure
If you want to get on that.
I'm sure Chris knows. I got so many hotkeys set on Premiere Pro that makes it so much faster to cut and ripple
Absolutely.
edit. It's like one click, boom. Where it used to
The
take
ripple
like
delete
3.
and ripple edit, yes, that's where you do it.
You're vibing with Chris right
See,
now.
now we're gonna have to do a whole nother episode on how to tips on editing.
How to
your-
edit.
your
Love
self-content. But honestly, it would probably be a really good video to
Comment
have.
if you want an editing video from Chris and Taylor.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll have to come up there and we'll do it together.
You can come up
Any-
here anytime, sir. We will set you up
That's what I'm saying.
a
I
whole
got-
little. We got so much stuff that you could get into up here. You might not.
We have a whole playhouse for you, basically. If you come,
You
we
come
got
on
everything.
in a
Nice.
few days. We will treat
Now-
you nice. There's a hotel right connected to us, basically.
Heck yeah. You're talking about Facebook groups and stuff. I need to come on and do I never do any Facebook lives, but do a live thing, like a demo
Yeah.
airbrush in
We can do that.
your group.
Yeah.
We can set that
I
up.
know you have asked before, but I don't even do it in my own group. The only reason I made a group for myself for Duncan Custom Airbrush page was because literally everybody was asking. I was like, yeah, I don't really do very much on Facebook. Like, yeah, but we do, and we want a group. I was like, okay, so I made a group for them.
Here's your group.
It's got-
I'll see you
it's
guys
got-
whenever.
It's got like 3,500 people in it, so which is pretty good for me not really doing anything.
Oh, that's awesome.
My Instagram, all those numbers are way lower than YouTube. YouTube's over 100,000, but Instagram I got maybe 6 or 7.
That's still respectable, though. I said YouTube's your spot.
Yeah, and TikTok I'm almost at 10,000. I was really thinking I was going to get 10,000 on Instagram way before TikTok, but I think it'd help if I posted on there.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to figure out a streamlined way to take my long form, cut it up into shorts, and have a system where I post. You can still post the same short, TikTok, and reel, same thing to all the different places, but just stagger them. I'm gonna come up with a system. I just hadn't taken the time to do that.
Yep.
Most time I don't even take the time to turn my long form into a short. So
But it would pay
it's just
off.
me. It definitely
You got
would,
two-
and
you
it's
got two
literally
groups of
making.
people. You got people that
Yeah,
need the long
and-
form, and then you got people like me that can't function with a long form. I need you to show me the short form. I'll fill in the gaps. I'll figure it out. Just show me what I need. Show me the pictures.
Exactly. And literally, you can create, say, almost 30, 50, 100 pieces of content off that one long form piece. Because if you take it and you do the static photo, or you do the inspirational with the words over the top, and just a silent musical video of you airbrushing slow motion, boom, you give an inspiration. There's another post. You turn some tips you did into a carousel, boom, swipe, swipe, swipe. Literally, you can make so much stuff off of it. It's just like you got to have the time to do it.
Yep.
But there's so many things you can do. So many things. I brought my airbrush. This is the one that I love, that I got a hold of lately. It's literally this is it. I put this in my pocket. I literally went to the grocery store and marked off my list with this to film a video. And like I had alcohol ink in here. I'm marking my shopping list.
I love that.
Just
video.
'cause-
Yeah, in the grocery store, he bought
you
the whole
s-
thing in the grocery store. It was
No, I'm
hilarious.
gonna go watch
Yeah,
it.
airbrush is off on the list. Funny.
That's so
And then I had I was buying a Tesla, but it was like an old Bronco. It was my buddy. I did his mailbox and did a graffiti logo of his shop on the wall. He does automotive detailing, and I signed the paper with this. The funny part of the video is like, I opened the door. He's like, "Here you go." He signed the paper, shook his hand, he opened the door. "Here you go." I was like, "You sure this is a Tesla?" Like, "Oh yeah." Okay, it's a Bronco. That's what made it funny.
I love it.
You sure this is a Tesla?
But this thing, like you can put it here on all the other ones you ever have. You have the battery pack / compressor.
Yeah, the one we had at the expo
and
last year.
Attaches here. Yeah. But this one, like you could put this in your pocket, and this is just like a regular airbrush, but my big air compressor tank or even my little portable one still can't do this because they got to be plugged in. But this one, I don't know. Did you hear it charge up?
Yep.
Literally, it charges up and stops. And when you press the air, it only comes on when it needs to charge back up or while you're using it. So it saves so much battery. I know, right?
Cool.
Exactly. And it comes with 2 replacement batteries, which is sick. So I think everyone that takes my class at the expo will probably get one of these, right?
That's what we're
So what I'm working on getting a branded version. I'm changing a few things. Like on this one, there's the lid, the hole in the lid for ventilation so it can flow is way too big, so it can spill. I got a new lid with that, and it has a groove for an O-ring, but literally the second time using it, clean it out, I lost it. So now it doesn't seal exactly. So I got them fixing that. And also for other people, when I want to do it for a full coverage, I'm making up a new tip where you can just change this, pull the needle out from like a 0.3 and change it to a 0.5, which is way bigger. Of course, you can't do detailing with that, but the spray volume comes out and it'll make more uniform coverage if you wanted to use that to paint your tumbler or whatever instead of spray paint. So quick assembly, changing things. So that's pretty exciting. He sent me some pictures the other day.
No, that's awesome.
I'm
definitely looking forward to all those changes. All right.
So
I definitely
that's
burned
about
up
it.
all of our time this time, but I think we hit everything that I was trying to get to, and yeah, I think that this was definitely one of my more favorite interviews that we've had so far.
I was excited for this one. I know you'd be fun.
And we can definitely
I was so excited
set up
too.
another one later down the road, do one, after the expo, and I know there's going to be plenty more projects and stuff to talk
And I
about.
just feel like you got the most. I don't know if it's just your delivery or you just do have the best stories, but I know you got more for us. We
Nobody
can
else
set you down
prepared
anytime.
jokes. Nobody else prepared jokes for
Prepared
us.
the jokes. See, if nothing else, I'll get y'all 3 jokes a week.
Yeah, no one prepared any. I hope future guests are watching this. No one prepared any jokes for us. The bar is set high now.
They might not always be art. I'll try to keep them niche, but I'll set up 3 jokes for you. I'll batch film them, and you can just put it in.
That's it. We can
in the
definitely
edit.
do that.
I love that.
I'm down with that. That's fun.
Yeah, so it was Duncan Custom Airbrush is where we can find you on everything, right?
Yep.
.com and
Yeah.
Shopify or GoDaddy right now, or it will be Shopify.
Well, it's just a website, yeah. So if nothing else, just go subscribe to the YouTube channel. You will not be sorry. You'll laugh. If you're in a bad mood, go watch a video. Even if you have no intention of making any crap in art whatsoever, it'll literally put you in a good mood.
Oh yeah,
I promise.
Agreed.
I got a money back guarantee on that.
All right,
Money back
That's all
guarantee.
we got, and thanks for coming on, Duncan, and we'll talk to you and see you soon.
Yeah,
Heck yeah, thanks for inviting me. I had a blast.
absolutely. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, sir.
All right, let's get back to work.
You too.
But we're making tea, and when making tea, always bring the pot to the kettle and never bring the kettle to the pot.
Now, pour the tea.